started started yet, have we? Is that too loud? It was at first, I know. Wake up. All right, Jim, you won't start us until 10:45, right? I can't hear you. I think we're rolling now. Well, good morning and welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Karen. I just want to announce, since this is our last day for Chair Yoga, that as we go through our summer series, it's just experimental to see what it is that people are wanting out of yoga. It's July 5th. It'll be the same time, 10:45 on Tuesday and Thursday, and it starts July 5th. Now, it's called Holy Yoga, and so the reason I did chair yoga first was so that people that wanted to continue to do yoga, whatever yoga style we do here, they can do it in the chair because they'll have the know-how now. So it's perfectly okay. In fact, I encourage the chair. I think sometimes you get a better body overall workout when you're in a chair because it helps you to do things more correctly. So it's not that it's easier, it's just sometimes more effective. But it is your choice. You can either stand up and use your mat or just stay in the chair for everything that we do. So we still have one more minute. Do we have any questions or anything about the Holy Yoga? Monday and Thursday. Yeah, Monday and Thursday, 10:45. Invite a neighbor. It's not just for the congregants here at the church, it's for everyone. And it's a great experience. And the Holy Yoga will be great because you won't have to be Christian, but yet it'll still be holy. So it's just a self-reflection with some scripture that you can reflect on, whether you're Christian or not. So I think it'll be very healing for the mind, body, and spirit. So I encourage you to come and bring a friend. So hopefully I will see y'all then. I know a lot of people are out of town and going out of town, and it's a busy summer here after COVID. So many people are able to travel, so they're starting to travel, so that's all good. So, all right, I think we can start. It's 10:45. So we're going to start with the heart of yoga, which is breath. So sit in your most comfortable position and close your eyes and begin to just breathe. So yoga really is about breath. It's about using your breath to guide your movement, using your breath to release any stress. Let us clear our minds of any clutter and just begin to become focused on our inner spirit, our heart, our soul. Sometimes we find an intention to focus or meditate on through our practice. And sometimes not. Maybe you just want to be free of any thoughts and just be in the moment. Know that this is your practice. So continue to breathe, being aware of your breath. Maybe change your breath pattern with an inhale in through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Kind of sounds like this. Continue to breathe with your eyes closed, clearing your mind. I'm going to read a scripture from the Psalms. It's Psalm 86, 8 through 10. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. So a lot of times I'll take whatever the scripture is that I find for the day and use that to meditate on through my whole day. So maybe you can use that scripture for your intention. How can you bring more unity to yourself and to the people around you? Let us breathe. Let us return to normal breath in through the nose and out through the nose. As we open our eyes, take your arms out long with your palms up. Inhale to float the hands up, and exhale, hands over, heart center, and namaste, which basically just means good day. Inhale to float the hands up, big stretches here, and exhale, float the hands down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let your breath guide your movement. Inhale And exhale, one more big stretch, reaching up, reaching the arms out long, floating your hands onto your thighs. Just relax your arms. Sit as tall as you can. Maybe pull your belly into your spine to protect your spine as we go into some shoulder shrugs with breath. Inhale to shrug up and exhale to shrug down. Inhale and exhale. Let's take it into shoulder rolls to the back, keeping your heart and your gaze lifted. Slow, big shoulder rolls, releasing any tension in the back or the shoulders. One more big shoulder roll to the back. Inhale, exhale. Leave your shoulders down away from your ears and grow just a little taller through the crown of your head as we stretch the sides of our neck, letting the left earlobe fall towards the left shoulder with a heavy head. On the next breath, slowly lift your head back to the center and slowly look over your right shoulder with breath. Inhale to look over the shoulder. Exhale, come back to the center. Grow a little bit taller as we let our right earlobe fall towards our right shoulder with a heavy head. On the next breath, slowly lift the head back to the center as we slowly look over our left shoulder with breath. Inhale to look over the shoulder. Exhale to come back to the center. Let's sit as tall as we can. We're going to stretch the back of the neck next as we drop our chin to our chest. Let your spine be long. Let your head be heavy. And then we're going to continue down the spine by just letting it go, letting the rib cage cave in, letting the shoulders round forward, just rounding through the spine, relaxing the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, and just breathe. Inhale on the exhale, slowly roll your chin up towards your left shoulder. And when you get there, sit as tall as you can. As we go into half neck circles in slow motion, dropping your chin to your chest, rounding the spine. On the exhale, come up to your right shoulder and grow tall. And two more half neck rolls in slow motion. Inhale and exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. Sit nice and tall, bringing your gaze back to the center. I'm going to scoot a little bit more to the edge of my chair, and I encourage you to do that as well. And watch where your feet are. So we don't want to tuck our feet under because then we tend to put too much pressure on the knee. So let your ankle be right under your knee. And we're going to start with some really small upper body circles. So start small, go slow, and gradually increase the size of your upper body circle. So we're warming up the spine here. If you want a little bit more, maybe you lift your heart as you come forward, and maybe you nod your chin and round as you go to the back. Slow, smooth, gentle upper body circles. Let us switch the direction of our circles, but start small and gradually increase the size of your circle. Two more big upper body circles. And come back to tall spine. Next, we're going to go into a seated cat and cow. If you're someone that prefers the mat, you're welcome to go down to your mat, go to your hands and knees, or just stay here. You can get the same work through the spine. Separate your feet about as wide as your shoulders. We'll start with cow. You're going to hinge forward, pushing your chest through, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze, and inhaling deep. On the exhale, nod your chin and round your back like Halloween cats. Inhale to slowly come back into your cow pose. Exhale into cat. So think of your spine as though it is a wave and you're just rolling through your spine. Using your breath to guide your movement. Inhale and exhale. And one more inhale and exhale. And come into tall spine. Go on and straighten out your left leg, pointing your left toes up to the ceiling. And then we're just going to point flex our foot to warm up our foot and ankle muscles. Point and flex. Point and flex. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hold the flex, open your toes and close them. So it might seem kind of silly to be doing all this work on our feet, but think about what your feet go through all day long. We stand on them, we play pickleball, we do golf. We should take better care of our feet. Open, close, open, elongate your toes, hold, and close. And now we're going to go into a half staff pose. Float your arms out long. If you have shoulder issues, stay here. Otherwise, reach for the sky and hinge 2 or 3 inches and pause in your half staff pose. Breathe 3 breaths as you continue to breathe, reaching for the sky, feeling the energy flow through your fingertips. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe you go into a forward fold, reaching for your toes. Maybe your right thigh supports your chest as you fold over and breathe. It's okay to bend your knee here. Be sure to listen to your body through your practice today and know that it is your practice. On the next breath, we're going to slowly roll the spine back up, articulating the spine, stacking one vertebra at a time up to tall spine. Chin is the last thing to come up. Go on and slide that left heel in, lift up your left foot, and grab hold of your left knee and just circle it small. So if you grab your shin, it's a really small circle. But if you want it bigger, maybe you slide your hand on top of your knee. Remember to go slow, because the slower you move a joint, in this case our hip joint, the more tension you release. Switch directions. Be sure your foot is just dangling and relaxed. You need a relaxed leg to release that synovial fluid and the hip joint and just lubricate that joint. Inhale and exhale. Let's go and pull the knee up towards the chest as you sit tall. And then we're going to take that left ankle on top of the right knee. Modified hamstring stretch. If you can't get your ankle on top of your knee, bring it to your shin. But otherwise, let's sit tall. Maybe you just press that knee down softly and then just rock side to side, soft and gentle rocking. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to lift that left knee back up just to put that left foot down. As we straighten out the right leg, you can have a soft knee here as you point your foot and flex and point and flex and point and flex, point and hold the flex as we do our toe work. So open your toes as wide as you can and then close them. Add breath. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Open, elongate your toes. Exhale to close them. One more. Inhale and exhale. And now straighten your leg, pointing your toes up to the ceiling to ground your leg as we go into half staff pose. Maybe you're here. Maybe you can reach your fingertips up as high as you can reach, like you're reaching for the sky. And then hinge 2 or 3 inches, elongating through the spine. keeping your heart lifted and breathing as you feel the energy flow through your fingertips. You can stay here, or if you want more, forward fold, reaching for your toes, only going as far as it feels good for your body. Inhale on the exhale, slowly roll that spine up. Once again, articulating it, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, working with your spine, lifting your chin last. Let's move into butterfly pose where the soles of the feet come together and your knees go apart. Sit nice and tall and breathe. 3 breaths here. Inhale on the exhale, go in and separate your feet and maybe scoot back just a little bit as we go into some spinal rotation. So we want to sit as tall as we can to rotate. Rotation is all about restoration. So this pose is to restore your mind and body. So take your left hand over to the outside of your right knee and begin to rotate, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze, maybe taking your right hand to the back of your chair to be able to twist a little more, or maybe the seat of your chair, whatever feels good for your body. And breathe 3 breaths. So it's not only the rotation, the physical part, it's the breath here. Inhale so deep you feel your lung and your rib cage expand. Inhale so deep you feel the breath go down your spine. On the next breath, slowly come back around to the center. Sit tall once again as now we take our right hand to the outside of our left leg. Begin to rotate. And if you can take that left hand to the back of your chair to help you rotate more, do so. Be sure your heart and your gaze is lifted. And breathe deep. Use your breath to just expand the lung and the rib cage. Inhale and exhale, slowly come back to the center. As we go into our moonflowers, you're welcome to stand up and squat and stand every time you do a moonflower, or we can just stay in the chair. So we'll start with our palms up and our elbows near our waist, and you're going to exhale to reach up, inhale to bring it in. This is all about letting go. Exhale and inhale. Maybe it's your intention that you're just bringing into your mind, body, and spirit. Shh. If you want to add the stand, you can. Exhale and then sit down to inhale. Exhale. Shh. Inhale. It's perfectly okay just to stay in your chair. Exhale and inhale. Now we're going to take our arm movement into sunflowers. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You're welcome to stand with each sunflower or not. 3 more. Inhale. If you have knee issues, just stay in your chair. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Shoulder rolls to the back. Inhale. Exhale with each shoulder roll. Inhale and exhale. Next, we're going to come up to standing. However, you don't have to get out of your chair. So those of you that want to stand, you can stand, but I'm going to show the variation of a seated warrior pose before we continue. So seated, you would turn your left knee to the side. So the left corner of your chair is between your legs. So this is modified chair. If you're someone that can do more advanced, you can scoot back and let the crease of your left knee be on the chair and then straighten your leg. This can be harder than a standing warrior, so you may want to keep your knee there. And this is the way you would do your warrior 2, your warrior 1, your side angle, your peaceful. You don't have to do this, I'm just demonstrating. And warrior 2, just so that you know you can stay in the chair. And when we do our holy yoga, stand up, and I'll come to standing. So for those of you that are standing, come to the left side of your chair. Back of your chair, okay? So we're going to step back with our inside leg. Not a little, but a lot. And then if you can bend your front knee, do so, but you always want to be able to see your toes, right? And then go on and float your left arm up. So this is called crescent lunge. So the farther apart your feet are, the bigger your base if you're standing, and the more stable you'll be. Warrior 1, all we do is turn the foot out. If you're in the chair, you're already in warrior. Reach with your arm so that your head, your shoulders, and your hips are all stacked. And then warrior 2, you go on and drop that left arm out in front of your left shoulder. And this is warrior 2. Peaceful warrior, go on and flip that front palm. Begin to reach up. If you want more, you can reach higher, or you can even go towards the back into a reverse warrior. And breathe. Breathe 3 breaths here. On the next breath, come back into your warrior 2 where you reset, and we move into side angle. So there are 2 ways to do side angle. You can drop your hand to your front thigh or your elbow. But we gaze down to the inside of your left ankle. And breathe. On the next breath, slowly come back into warrior 2 with a long left arm. As we move into triangle, you can just straighten out that left knee, hinge your upper body forward. Drop your left hand either to your thigh or to your shin, whatever feels good for your body, and breathe in triangle pose. On the next breath, come back into warrior 2, bending the left knee and lengthening through that left arm. As we move into crescent lunge, once again, float your arm up. You're in warrior 1. Lift up your back heel and turn your back foot forward. Crescent lunge. So I'm going to step forward with my back foot as I push my hand down, back to standing. Good. Now we're going to go into tree pose. So you can hold on to your chair. Hand is over your heart. Think about your feet. What's happening with the soles of your feet? Let's close our eyes for a minute, for a few seconds, for a few breaths, and just feel the connection of the soles of our feet to the floor. So we're taking away one of our senses, our eyesight, so that our brain can remember that connection. So press all 4 corners of the soles of your feet into the earth. Then let's open our eyes as we move into our tree pose. Lift up your left heel. It's okay to keep the ball of your left foot down. Stand tall. Maybe find a spot in the room that's not moving and focus on it. If you want to continue with a progression, you can float the sole of the foot up onto the inside calf and feel the connection of the right sole of your foot to the earth. And you're in tree pose. Let us breathe 3 breaths in tree pose. Inhale. On the exhale, go on and drop that left foot. Let's go into chair pose. So in chair pose, it's important to reach your arm up with your gaze and continue to gaze and reach up and then you pretend there's a chair behind you that you sit into. Maybe you prefer the bar stool here. That's perfectly okay, as long as you can always gaze down and see your toenails. But maybe you do drop a little lower. But keep your heart lifted. Reach with your arm and breathe. 3 breaths and chair pose. On the next breath, we stand up, circle your arm all the way around. Let's come behind our chairs. It looks like everyone is standing now. So we're going to bring the chair to our body. Separate your feet nice and wide, wider than your chair. Float your arms out. You're in standing split. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you join me for a good morning pose. Good morning pose, you have the chair to support you. You hinge halfway over so that your spine is long, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. You can stay here or join me for revolving triangle, dropping your left hand under your heart on the seat of the chair and floating your right hand and gaze up. Inhale. On the exhale, come back to long arms as we transition, dropping our right hand under our left hand and gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale back into arms into a T, only to float all the way back up to standing straddle split. Let us go on and move to the other side of our chair. So now we're on our left side of our chair, and we're going to step back with our left foot. So if you're here, you're not as stable, but the farther you can step back, the bigger your base, and the easier it is to stabilize. Bend that front knee if you can. Float that right arm up, and you're in crescent lunge. Warrior 1, just turn the back foot out, and then kind of rotate your upper body a little bit to the right. Good. And then Warrior 2, float that right arm out in front of the right shoulder. And Peaceful Warrior, flip your palm up and begin to reach up towards the ceiling, maybe just a little, maybe a lot. Maybe towards the back wall, lifting up into the back, and breathe. 3 breaths and Peaceful Warrior. Come back into Warrior 2 to reset. As we move into side angle, you can drop that right hand to your thigh or your elbow. Gaze down to your big toe. Maybe you go into extended side angle and just slide your hand down. Maybe you hold on to your ankle. You go to a block if you're at home, where it brings the floor to you. Or maybe you just stay with your elbow on top of your knee. And then slowly come back up into Warrior 2, floating that right arm back your shoulder. Triangle, straighten out that right knee. Hinge your upper body forward, dropping your hand either to your thigh or your shin, gazing down to the big toe, and breathing 3 breaths in triangle pose. Go on and bend that front knee, floating your arm back into Warrior 2, and then all the way up into Warrior 1. And then lifting your back heel, turning your back foot, and you're in crescent lunge. As we slide that left foot forward, we take our right arm down. And now we will go into chair on this side. So go on and float that right arm, reach, keep your heart lifted, sit in that pretend bar stool or chair. Try not to take the chair you're holding on with you. And breathe. Inhale on the exhale, stand all the way up, floating your hand all the way down. Let's come behind our chair one more time to go into mountain pose. So in mountain pose, just rest your hands softly on the back of your chair. And then close your eyes. Your feet are about a fist or 2 fists apart. And you're just connecting the soles of your feet to the earth. So you are grounding your mind, body, and spirit, joining together to become one here. Again, with one of our senses taken away, our eyesight. Here we just grow tall like a mountain and sturdy and meditate on that intention, or just be in the moment. Be still and breathe. On the next breath, let's open our eyes and return back to our chair where we're going to do bound eagle pose. So if you're someone that does a traditional yoga, you don't have to sit in your chair. You can do your bound eagle standing up. That's okay. Or you can join me in the chair. So float both arms out. We're going to take this left arm under the right. Then lift your hands. See if you can interlock 1 or 2 fingers or even your hands. And then lift your elbows. You'll feel a stretch across the back of your back, across your shoulder blades. And then maybe push your elbows away from your body. You can stay here or you can go a little bit deeper, adding the legs, crossing the left leg over the right, and maybe even hooking that left foot behind the right ankle. This is called bound eagle. Let us breathe. 3 breaths here. Pushing the elbows up and away, feeling the stretch. Inhale and exhale, uncross the legs, straighten the arms back out. This time, right arm goes under left. Lift your hands, interlock whatever feels good for your body. And then lift your elbows, maybe push them away. If you're doing the legs, cross the legs, maybe hook the foot, and breathe. On the next breath, uncross the legs, reach the arms out. Inhale to float the hands up, all the way up into prayer hands. This is called upward salute. So you can stay here, or if you want to add to it, you can gaze up, or you can even lift your chin and your chest as you reach your hands a little higher. Inhale, and on the exhale, go on and bring your arms into gold post arms. This is goddess pose. If you're not in the chair and you're standing, you can spread your feet and go into a squat for a true goddess pose. So elbows are as high as the shoulders. We can begin cactus claps here. Palms and elbows come together. Inhale. Exhale. Open your heart. Inhale. And exhale. Shh. Inhale. And exhale. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Reach your hands out. And then take your hands over your heart center. We're going to go into some swan dives. So if you're standing, that means you've probably done them before. We're going to do it seated. So imagine you're a swan. Inhale to float the hands up. Exhale to dive. Just take your hands down, tuck your chin. Flip your palms forward, and then it's as though you're taking a big load of, maybe it's unity, peace, love, grace, and taking it into your heart center. Inhale to reach up, swan dive down, exhale. Flip the palms, inhale. What is your intention? Exhale, shh. 2 more swan dives. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands over heart center. And last one. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands over heart center. Next, we're going to go into child's pose. So if you prefer the mat, from child's pose, we'll be going into some mat stretches, but we're going to stay in the chair for those of you that want to stay in the chair. Mat people can go down to the mat. So child's pose, I'm going to do it modified. A child's pose is all about stretching the back and just letting go. So you can bring your hands to your thighs to support yourself and kind of do that cat back, but with straight arms. Gaze to your belly and round your spine. Now, if you want more, you can slide your hands down your legs and just let your arms hang. Let the crown of the head hang towards the floor. This is a true seated chair pose. If you feel any pain or awkwardness in your back, then you should not be flexed over in this position. You should have the straight arms. Let us breathe 3 breaths in child's pose. Now, if you're in your chair and you're folded over in child's pose, go as slow as you can to slowly articulate your spine, coming back to tall spine. Lifting your chin last. If you're on the mat, you can roll on down to your back as we pick up our left knee and pull it into your chest. And this time we're just going to do some ankle circles, but in slow motion. So see how slow you can circle your foot with a relaxed foot. And note that the slower you move, the more tension you release out of that ankle. Bigger and slower. And switch directions. And then relax your foot. We're going to move into half happy baby by pulling your knee up towards your shoulder. Or maybe you go into a full half baby. You can grab your toe and straighten your leg a little, or maybe a lot, or somewhere in between. And then maybe you just rock a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly release as we drop the left foot and pick up the right knee, relaxed foot. You can wiggle it to be sure it's relaxed. And begin your ankle circles here. And switch directions. And relax your foot as we move into half happy baby. Here, pulling the right knee in towards the shoulder, only as far as it feels good. Maybe that's all you do. Maybe you rock from here, or maybe you grab the big toe or the toes and lift up like a baby. Maybe you straighten your leg a little or a lot, and then just rock. And then we'll just go on and release that. And now we're going to go into our final Savasana. So if you're on your mat, lay straight and just melt into your mat. If you're in your chair, sit back and relax. And I'm going to do something for you that's optional. So the whole purpose of Savasana is total relaxation. So legs up the wall are hard to do in the chair unless you take a chair and put your legs, your feet up on top of the chair. And I'll get your chair for you. So that you take the weight off of your legs. So the whole idea of legs up the wall is to have weightless legs and then ground your body. So if you're on the mat, you can go on and bring your legs up the wall and just let them be weightless. And hopefully that feels good. Be sure that your legs aren't locked, your knees aren't locked. Let's just close our eyes. And from here, we go into our final Savasana. So that is the most important part of our practice today. Total relaxation is what Savasana is. So close your eyes, sit in your most comfortable position. Maybe let your chin come to your chest. Relax your shoulders. Relax your mind, your body, and your spirit here. Relax your toes and the balls of your feet, the arches of your feet, your heels, your Achilles tendons, your calves, behind your knees, your thighs, your buttocks, your back, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, your shoulders and your arms, the insides of your elbows, the insides of your wrist, the palms of your hands, your fingers, your thumbs, even your hip bones and your belly, your rib cage, your chest, your neck, your scalp, and all the muscles in your face. Relax them. Let go here. The more that you can relax, the more energy that will flow through your body for the rest of the day, releasing any stress and just breathing in goodness, breathing in the idea of unity. What can we do to help there be more unity in our world today? More peace. Let us open our hearts and let them be filled with love. And may your hearts be filled with grace today. Grace in all circumstances. And gratitude. Let us be thankful for all the blessings, for being able to come here and do a yoga practice. A joyful heart is a thankful heart. We have so much to be thankful for. May your hearts be filled with joy and peace. May your hearts be filled with peace today. Let us just breathe, restoring the mind, the body, and the spirit. And I encourage you to go into a purifying breath here, where you inhale a long, deep inhale in through the nose, filling the tummy with air, feeling the tummy rise, and then a long exhale through the mouth. Kind of sounds like this. Continue to breathe this purifying breath, renewing the old air for new air, renewing our mind, our body, and our spirit just by our breath. Let us return to normal breath in through the nose and out through the nose. As we open our eyes, sit kind of tall the way we started our practice. I would like to end today's practice with a time to open up for any prayer request. So if you watch this on Facebook or YouTube, you can just jot down what your prayers are, and we will have a prayer team pray for you. If you're present, just yell out your prayer request, or you can yell it out silently. We can pray for each other and the Spirit. Let us close our eyes and pray for each other. I pray for unity in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Let us open our eyes, sit nice and tall, take your arms out with your palms up. Inhale to float your hands up. exhale, hands over heart center. Peace be with you, and namaste. And thank you for coming to chair yoga. Thank you. And be sure to bring a friend for holy yoga. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it'll be very healing. There's a lot that will be going on, and